What's going on, guys? Plastic Beach X3 back here with another One Piece sim video, and this time it's going to be another ranked ladder video utilizing the Bonney strategy. So I'm going to be playing the Bonney deck for the first time in a long time for the OP08 format, of course, on the ranked ladder. Bruh, sorry about my camera. I literally just got this new camera because I played in like an online regional the other day and my quality was so bad, so I had to get a new camera. And now this one's like auto tracking, auto zoom, like, and I don't know how to turn that off. So it's like keeps zooming in and out every time I move my head. All right, I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually, but and also sorry if you can hear like stuff in the background. There's like someone shooting a nail gun or something outside and my window's open. But I want to keep it open because my cats like it, so I'm going to do that. But either way, we're going to be playing the Bonney deck on the ranked ladder. So, yeah, this is the list from the finals, the one Mexico regional a week ago or two. But this is the list that, I can't remember his name, Eric, I think. Eric won with Bonney in the Mexico Nationals, and we are playing his deck card for card, trying it out on the ranked ladder, see how it goes. As everyone knows, I'm a Bonney player at my roots, or I was at least for a long time, and I think is actually decently well positioned to get into the meta, if not for the black matchup. Of course, the black matchup is always going to be really bad until that deck gets hit in some fashion, besides just like removing the stage. Yeah, but it is what it is. But I want to play Bonney. I've got some games here from the ranked ladder. Sorry about my camera. Oh my gosh, I can tell it keeps going in and out. But let's get into the ranked games here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Alright, so first we're going to be playing against a fellow Bonney enjoyer. Let me get the speed up to par. Playing against the 8-9 Luffy. They're going to start with a Bonney searcher. We're going to just slam down the baby 5 in the Bonney. It's like one of the matchups that you want to do that in. There's some matchups where you just don't ever do that. But this is definitely one of them. And our opponent just has another baby 5. After they swing 5, we're going to take it. And then they're going to have another baby 5 to match our searcher. But this time they whiff off of that baby 5, so it's not good for them. We're going to kill the baby 5 first and foremost. And we're actually going to swing our Bonney into their Bonney. We're not even going to search this turn, we're just going to play the Urog, so it seems like decently safe to do that, even though we are giving up a searcher to do so, but it should be fine. They're going to play Urog and then a baby 5, interestingly, which I guess is fair. We're going to baby 5 search, we're going to grab the 10 drop Dofi, of course, and then just play this Cavendish, it looks like, and then into another baby 5 search again, so that they have to address 2 searchers on the board, and we still get our Urog effect. And then we're not going to actually swing because they're only 6 cards in hand, or yeah, 6 cards in hand using the baby 5 search. So they're like relatively low on cards, and we can hopefully pick apart their Urog next turn. So no real need to give them a life here, I feel like. We could have been punished really hard by Hody Jones there, but it's fine, I guess. Just kind of a risk you have to take in that spot, I feel like. But we have our own Hody Jones. We could actually play that. They play around it by keeping up 4 Dawn. So like the Hody Jones doesn't seem really good this turn, so I'm actually instead going to play this Hawkins, swing into the Urog, let him tap my Hawkins, or I tap the Hawkins interestingly over the Urog, which I guess is fine, especially if they're just going to Hody either way next turn. We rip a Corazon off of the baby 5 searcher, so I actually decide to play that instead of holding up multiple Dawn, because it essentially will do the same thing. It does suck that obviously I can't use leader ability, but like if he wanted that to happen, he would have anyway. He would just tap the 2 Dawn and just kept the Urog alive, which is like fair for him. So I decided to play the Corazon instead to get at least protect my board this turn. So now he set me up perfectly for a 10 drop Dofi. I'm just going to take that value now. I'm going to use a Cavendish, and he's going to tap the Dofi. I'm assuming he has a Dofi of his own, but his hand is getting pretty small. So we're just going to keep doing that while we gain advantage slowly off of this baby 5. So I expect a Dofi here. You have Dofi the Cavendish, Dofi Hawkins, and then we're just going to Dofi him back past turn. Probably have to give up the Cavendish here, and then he's gonna have a second Dofi. That's fine. We're gonna play our Cavendish. We're gonna actually search first, find a third Dofi for later, and then play this Cavendish. Now we can just swing into his board. He has no Dawn standing, so we get to clear hopefully 2 Kais this turn. Actually saves the Hody, which is fine. Less cards in hand for him. You're gonna swing 10 into the Hawkins, gotta let that go. 5 into the baby 5, gotta let that go. And then gonna play this Bonney, then probably swing into the Dofi, I assume. Now just gonna play this Cavendish and then swing into the Dofi. That's fair enough, but he's only gonna be able to swing 12 because he played the Cavendish, which means we can get out of it. And now we have the third Dofi that we searched last turn. Clean up the Bonney here, get the Dawn back, and then swing 11 into board. Pass turn. He's gonna play Corazon with a Carrot, which is annoying that he just like had the 2-card combo in his hand out of the 3 cards, but nothing that we can't handle, especially since we top deck this third Dofi. We're gonna swing 10 into this Corazon because that's the most problematic card on the board. Hypothetically, like it's not that problematic, but like whatever. Only gonna swing 10 into 10 because I was like anticipating having to play this Dofi, but he actually let it go for 10, so I was like, okay, I'll just play the Basil swing 8 since you don't have a 1k counter in hand. Swing 8, that guy guarantees the kill on the Hody because we know he doesn't have a 1k. He's gonna swing 7 with the Carrot, freeze the Cavendish. We're gonna tap the Cavendish, of course. And their only play is to go 13 into our Dofi. We'll just counter out and probably win here from here on because we can just clear up this Carrot and this Cavendish with 2 10 swings guaranteed. We can go a simple 5 if we want to. We could also just play Cavendish over Cavendish. We could play baby 5 over Cavendish or something, but it's not a lot of targets in the deck for baby 5, honestly. But like, yeah, we just put him in a spot where we just can't lose for the next couple turns. Slowly, over the course of the game, and then we'll just win at the end, just due to raw card advantage. We're gonna go to the next game against an RP Luffy strategist. Our hand's like decent. We're going second, and we have double Dofi, so that's pretty good. And we have double Searcher as well, which I was thinking about whether to play double Searcher, but I think because the Nami's on the field, we probably just play double Searcher, and it's fine. We actually rip another Dofi here, which is nice. We're gonna play the Searcher, get the Cavendish, play the Searcher, get the Rogue, then just swing 6 to 6. See if they'll take it. Yeah, they'll take it. They don't have, like, the bad thing about the deck, the RP Luffy deck is that it just doesn't have a lot of cards to play with. So like, you can like, what Bonney does best is control boards. So like you can control boards pretty easily because they just never have a hand. We're gonna go just play this Cavendish, swing 7, hold up a Dawn into the Zora Zero, of course. They will be able to leader effect this turn, which is fine. They're gonna go 7 after playing that kid, and then we'll just tap the other kid, then they'll go 5, we'll give them a 1k. Debating whether to play the Hawkins or the Hody or the Bonney, but I decided to go with the Hawkins. Like, Hody wasn't going to do much, and we can go 6-8 into this kid and still hold up the Dawn, which seems better than just like playing Hody having to take a life and stuff. And we also establish a blocker for like late game 10-drop Luffys and stuff, which is something you really need to be cognizant of whenever you're playing against the RP Luffy deck, is like always keep 10-drop Luffy in mind when you're like building your board up to those last few 10 Dawn turns. You want to establish blockers if you can, just so you don't straight up die to that card randomly, and like a Diablo Jambe to go with it or something. They're going to swing 5. We're not going to let them have that life, like I said, trying to play around the 10-drop Luffy as much as possible. They actually take a 5. Excuse me. They actually take a 5 block, which just gives us perfect value for the Dofi. Excuse me. Gives us perfect value for the Dofi. I don't know why they did that. Should just let the Nami go, but yeah, they get immediately punished. We can swing 10 into 6. They have to give us a Rad Beam and a 2k, which once again, not sure if I would have done that, but yeah, we'll just, excuse me. We'll just punish them for the second, with the second 10-drop Dofi, and like we'll swing 10 into 8 because we don't really care if they counter out. If they do, fine, we'll just stun the 3 characters again. And And now they're just kind of they're like kind of in a pseudo top deck mode where they just have to hopefully draw big drops for the rest of the game. While we can just whittle down their hand with, 6, barely swings, just swing base numbers. They give us a rad beam there. We'll whiff off of this baby 5, but that's fine. Just stick it on the board anyway. Play the Hawkins. They put 4 under this Whitebeard, which tells me they can play a big drop this turn, so that's kind of, unless they start top decking something good, like, we're just gonna win because of that. Because they can't chain their big drops. We'll swing 5 into the Nami, get that off the board, then just straight up 10 to try and get a card out of hand, but they actually let it go. So now we'll just go at life, put them at 0, and then play, was thinking about playing Hody, but that loses to the 10 drop. If they drew the 10 drop Luffy, we'll go down to 1 life and we just lose. So instead I've established a blocker just in case they have the 10 drop Luffy, and like hold up multiple Dawn on the 10 drop Luffy turn. That way you can use your leader ability twice and you're pretty much guaranteed to win after that. Because otherwise, if you only hold up 1 Dawn when they're about to 10 drop Luffy, obviously you tap you can tap the Luffy or whatever, or just choose not to use your leader ability is what you should do. But either way, you can use the ability twice. And now we just go 20 into life, and that should be game. Yeah. All right, going into the next matchup, we're going to be playing against Black Luffy. One of the bad matchups for the deck, of course, but not as bad as Lucci. The opponent tried to quit on me, but I'm trying to record a video, my boy. You know what I mean? We're going to play the Bonney. We're going first, and we have like Hody, so I keep it. Hody Bonney, so I keep it. And we'll just use the Bonney, get a Cavendish for next turn, and then swing 7. They're going to play a Kuzan, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Going to swing 6. With the Cavendish. Hopefully they can't out the Cavendish and we can swing into this Kuzan or something. They're going to play brand new. And whiff off of the brand new. Hitting Gecko, Rebecca, brand new. And then they're just going to play Laboon and pass. If you don't know what Laboon does, tap itself, -4 cost. It's kind of like Kuzan, but different, has a counter on it. And we're just going to play Hody to super punish that because they chose not to swing to obviously not let us tap the Kuzan and then just pass. We're obviously just going to punish them with the Hody there. We're at 5 lives, so it's kind of free. Then they're going to Isho us, which I thought was happening. Maybe I should have took the life because I kind of expected them to Isho us, but I also didn't want to go down to 3 life. But yeah, maybe just take that one. That's probably a misplay on my end. And then we play the kid here. Could have also argued for Hawkins and swing with Cavendish, play Urog or something. That probably potentially would have been better. But I did want to summon this. I really did want to summon this Corazon so that we can protect all 3 characters: Kid, Hody, and Cavendish. They're gonna put a Dawn under the Isho, and then -3 cost to everything. Hard play a Brook to kill the Corazon so that I can't block this swing. So I have to let the kid go because I just don't have enough counter in hand. They'll put a Dawn under the leader and then play Rebecca, which is like eye roll. Roll your eyes. Say yeah, nice card, man. We're gonna play the Hawkins and swing 8 into life. 8 into 6, of course, because they have an 8k on the field, or an 8 cost on the field. We're just going to go 8, try and get them to 0 and make them block. That way they're like forced to spin Dawn to not only kill our board, but also play blockers every single turn, so that hopefully there's just a turn where we can stick 2 swings, especially with the Hawkins on the field, and they only able to play 1 blocker that turn, maybe, or something. That way we can maybe potentially cheese out a win if they don't have enough counter in hand. They do have a Gecko here, which is going to get them a blocker, which, one of the most annoying things about Gecko is that he summons a blocker for some reason. And then they're gonna put a Don into leader, swing 6. I'm trying to look at see what they grabbed out the Rebecca. I just don't think it says it in there for some reason. I was looking. I just couldn't see where it actually says what Rebecca added back. But that's whatever. I have 4 life, so I'm like, even if, so like right here, I'm thinking like, even if they have the counter, they're gonna go down to like, you know, with an 11 swing, or even 11-10, they're gonna go down to 5 cards in hand with their draw for turn next turn. You know, use the blocker, and then they'll force it once they get into a position where they have to play a blocker, and I have 4 life. Hopefully next turn I can just, they don't play a blocker or I get a Hody or something and I win, but luckily the one on this turn, they just didn't have enough counter, which, you know, this deck is known for. It's a very big part of this deck is that it just can't play many 2Ks, and in exchange has to play like Ice Age, Jack, and Kuzan, which are like just total bricks in hand, especially in this spot, especially with like a Hawkins on the field. Yeah, we get that one because they just don't have enough counter. All right, then we're going to go into the next round. We have a Black Yellow Luffy player. Good matchup for our deck, of course. Not as good as it used to be, especially with all the Kuzans running around, but see if we can deal with those. We're going to play a Baby 5 and search a 10-drop Dofi, play a Bonney, search a Kid. So our hand's pretty set for the next few turns. Not this turn, of course, but thought about playing the Bonney there, but I think it's better to just hold up a Don so that I can try and tap this Kuzan and swing into it. So then instead I just choose the Baby 5, get the 10-drop Dofi, play the blocker. If he swings, I can kill the Kuzan hopefully, or like swing into it at least. Get a card out of hand, etc., etc. So important to know that he has a Kuzan in the trash, and so right here on this turn with this Sabo, he threw away a Kuzan and a Makino, which tells me, since he's on 6 Dawn, that obviously next turn he's just going to play a Gecko, Makino, Kuzan. So it's like important to know that that's generally what they're about to do. You'll see that I play that's why I decided to play the Bonney this turn, just to, you know, obviously he only pitched those 2 cards so he can summon them back off a Gecko, like otherwise why are you pitching Makino, you know? So I decided to play the Bonney and hold off his Gecko for 1 more turn, which generally you want to hold Bonney for like 10 Dawn turns when they have no life. Previously, again, in like the previous version of Black Yellow Luffy, but they've started to play like a lot of value Geckos when they're at high life. Like their whole deck is built to like put Flampe, put Kuzan in the trash so that they can value Gecko instead of, you know, live Gecko, you know, like combo Gecko like they used to. I mean, they still obviously combo Gecko, of course, but oh jeez. But yeah, that's the reason why I played the Bonney there. But they're going to be able to kill the Bonney with a Sabo, trash a life. I'm just going to go 5 because they tap their Sabo blocker. I'm going to swing 5 into this Kuzan. See what they want to do with that. Okay, I thought I paused it or something. No, they're just taking forever to think. Yeah, so they give me a Makino, and I'm just gonna play the Kid with the Corazon and pass turn with the Don standing. Without putting a Don under Kid, I'm at 3 life, so there's just no way I can possibly die in this spot, just through raw swings. So now I'm just trying to set up my Dofis for the next few turns. So I'm gonna keep a Don open while my leader so that I can tap their board, you know, freeze it with the Dofi. Gonna take that one because it's, you know, it's whatever, it's kind of free. And then counter out of the 5 because it's also kind of free. And then we're just gonna go 5 at life actually because we plan on 10 drop Dofing. They tap the Sabo, so it's just super value for us. Now we can swing into the Kuzan, get both Kuzans off, or, you know, one of the 2 Kuzans off the field so they can't answer our board as easy. Freeze their leader, Sabo. Now they have to not only try and kill our, like they have to try, you know, kill us eventually, but we just have this Kid ready to go with double blocker set up. So they can't just straight up Ice Age kill it or anything for now. So we're sitting pretty nice. Unfortunately, if they take this last life off of us, we won't be able to 10 drop Dofi again because we have to put a Don under a Kid. But that shouldn't be the biggest issue of all time, especially since we have Hody. we can afford to Hody instead of tin drop, and then like clear board, a couple turns where we can clear board, set up kid, sit behind that. Opponent is taking forever, so I'm spamming the mouse everywhere. Finally gonna decide to swing 7 into life, -4 cost to the kid, which is whatever, probably take that. Yep. They're gonna gecko us, which once again has to be a value gecko, so they're gonna try and set up double Kuzan. Here I'm just gonna play the Hody, so we'll just swing 5, see if they'll give it to us. Try to hide the Hody as long as possible, so we'll swing 9 in, with the kid into the Kuzan. They let that go, and then we can play the Hody, like I said, and swing 10 into, or 9 into the other Kuzan. And then I'm assuming they let that go. We go 10 into the Sabo. They let that go, and now they just have double Gecko leader. We can tap one of the Geckos, of course. And we have double blockers, so it's going to be really nice for us. We have some counter in hand. If they're going to go 9, we'll just give them a 2K. No reason to waste our Corazones on that. And then they'll Rocket Luffy 1 Corazone. And then play Sabo. Pass turn. So we still have another Corazone. So I feel pretty safe here. I'm going to play Hody again. Get max value out of these Hodies. I'm going to swing 5 at life just so he's forced to counter out, and then I can potentially start clearing board. But I'm actually going to take another 8 just to see what he does with it. Because I still have 9, 9, 10 coming his way. Yeah, he counters out of that one, so now I can redirect the board. No, okay, never mind. I want to put him at 0, I guess. Oh no, okay, so I'm going to put him at 0, then swing 10 so that he has to counter out of 3 cards. If he counters out of this 9, then obviously I just swing into the Gecko. Because like, if he takes this, obviously he has to give us 3 2Ks on the 10 swing. And he does. And he just straight up does not have the triple 2K. Sorry, my throat. I forgot to grab my water before we started this recording, but he just doesn't have the triple 2K, so he has to give up 2 1Ks, go down to 2 cards in hand. Very unfortunate. And then he just has to try and swing out. There's nothing else he could have done. He could have put 2 life up there, but like, I just math him out of the game at that point. Then we're gonna go into the last game of the video. And this one's pretty cool. So I know it's Enel, which is really boring, so some of you might not want to watch this one, but listen, this one's pretty interesting, and it's a you'll see at the end. This game's pretty funny. I'm gonna start with double Searcher. I'm gonna grab Tin Drop, Basil, which are like probably the best 2 cards in the matchup, and then swing 5. It's kind of like a like maybe you don't swing there, maybe you do. I'm not sure, but. I also just haven't seen a lot of Enel lists recently in OP08, so I'm not sure exactly what they're on. I can assume that it's like relatively similar to the last list. We're gonna go Baby 5 because I'm thinking about playing that Baby 5 this turn. And then we're gonna take a Bonney off of the Bonney, but then I decide probably can just play this Bonney, stun them so that they can't 9-drop Yamato me this turn. Stun them for a turn. They have to, like, if they have 8-drop Katakuri, they could play it, which is nice for them. But otherwise, like, it's going to be a pretty mid turn for them if they don't have that. So I decided to Bonney there instead. Also just establishing a 6K so I can address the 7K Enel. They don't have the Yamato or the Katakuri, so they're going to have to swing 7 with their Shirahoshi to kill my Baby 5 or my Bonney. And I'm just going to swing 7 to this Enel. They decide to trash the life over that, which you'll see later on in this game. They do that a lot. Like every time I swing into Enel, they trash the life first over countering. I think it's fair. I'm just going to play this Bonney. No need to play the 10-drop right now, I feel like. I just want to get some more value off of it. And I know they're going to be playing like 9-drop Yamatos and subs coming up, so I'm going to get value out of it eventually. So we're going to swing 7. You'll see trashes the life for that. We'll swing another 7 into it, see what he does, try to get some more cards out of hand. I'm going to swing potentially another 7 into it. Like I said, I want to min-max my Dofis in this matchup. So I'm just gonna keep playing like mid-range bodies until he gives me 3 really good targets to stun off of the 10 drop, which I think should be next turn. He will have the Yamato for the Cavendish, which is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Like I said, probably just gonna end up 10 dropping him. I'm gonna swing 7 into the Enel first and foremost. Then I'll go 5, 6. He just hit the Nami, but like my idea is like, okay, if I swing 5, 6 there, then I'm gonna get at least 1 2K out of hand at least, or like a 1K or something. So I might as well swing there and just get a card out of hand. Even though he does get to filter, it's still -1 card advantage. As you can see, hold on, I should probably pause this, but like it's like -1 card advantage regardless, and it actually hits the Nami, which is much better than O Nami, because then he has to discard not only the Nami that he, out of life, but also a trigger card from hand, because Nami, with Nami's trigger ability, you still have to discard the card. So he had to discard a card over that. So he actually went -2 in card advantage, or -1 in card advantage, just to kill the baby 5, which is what I wanted overall. I just wanted 1 card out of hand with it anyway. It's annoying that it can't stick, but like, I mean, look at this board. It wasn't going to be doing much for me anyway in the following turn, so I thought it was like a pretty safe swing. Then after that, we have we're just both spamming bodies. This turn I'm going to try and swing into his board just to get rid of them. He only has 5 cards in hand, so he's relatively low on cards. I'm going to swing another 11, and he counters out of that one, so now he only has 3 cards in hand. Once again, pretty low on cards, so I'm actually going to swing 7 into this Enel. It gives me the life, and then we're going to play Cavendish Resonante. So now he only has 4 cards to use this turn. He's running out of top end, while I, can hopefully start clearing his top end here soon. And I'm still at 5 life, so it's like whatever. He's gonna go 12-12, and then play Nami, kill the Cavendish, and draw a card. I don't really care about the Nami. I just really care about these big monsters. So I'm gonna kill both aces, and I still have enough Dawn for leader ability and the Hawkins, so I'll do that. He's gonna go 12 into the Dofi. I'll counter out of that one, tap the Enel. Now he has to like put all the Dawn under his leader on Nami to kill something, which he does. And I'll just block with the Hawkins so I can keep the 10K on the field. Now my hand kind of sucks, but that just means I can devote Dawn to my swings here. Actually does not give me the life on that one, which is fine with me. I'll put him down to 1 and just play this Resonante. Really want him to tap this Nami so that I can start swinging into it, but if he doesn't, that's fine. If it just sticks, it's whatever. It's only a 5K. Just really don't want him to have more healers, which he does. He does have the Katakuri, so he will put the Nami in life, but actually doesn't use the ability, which is totally fine with me. I'm assuming he just needs cards in hand, or just doesn't have a trigger card in hand. Or just doesn't care about the Resonante. That's also probably something to consider. And he has this Yamato, so he can kill the Resonante regardless. I'll start 5 just to get a card out of hand, and then I'll go this Bonney, see what it grabs me, and it'll inform the rest of my play. So it is the Urok, so now I can just have to hold up 4 Dawn. I'm going to put him at 0. He hits a beige, which is annoying, so I can't get all the cards out of hand that I wanted to this turn. But it is what it is. It's yellow. So we just have to, continue playing. We'll put him at 0. Hopefully he doesn't have a healer. He does. He has another ace, which is annoying, but that's fine. We're going to go 10 into life, see if we can kill him this turn. He doesn't hit a trigger there, so I'm going to go 11 into life with the Dofi. Either discard 4 cards and let me swing a board, or take the life and probably die to a 14 swing. So he does counter out of that, but he has to discard 2 1Ks, which tells me he has no more 2Ks in hand, which means I can swing 10 into the Yamato and guarantee kill it. Play the Uro, hold up with Dawn. They're gonna have another Yamato. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. And at this point in the game is where I start to realize what my win condition is in this game. I'm gonna go 11 into this 10 drop ace, and he's gonna have the 2K, which is annoying. So I have to just kill the ace and pass. So now my Dofi is just kind of a sitting duck to any sort of swing. But like I said, I'm at 5 life and I'm feeling kind of fine. I'll take the chance so I can play this Hawkins. I'll just swing 8 into 8. He does have it again, which is annoying. And this game's been going on pretty long, so then I realized maybe, you know, he's not attacking me. And he's only at 8 cards in deck. He just played a Shirahoshi, now he's at 4 cards in deck. Okay, I'm just gonna stall him out and win. Like, if he's not gonna swing it to me, that's fine. I'll just win because of deck out. And that's when I started realizing this. And now he's only at 2 cards in deck. I'm just gonna win in 2 turns because I have like 16 in deck. I thought that was a crazy win because he just did not realize how many cards he had in deck. And I say it in the chat, deck out, about to go crazy, and he stops. He's like, oh my god, he's at 2. And then he concedes because I'm just gonna, you know, draw a card past and he can't kill me, and then I win. But yeah, pretty interesting way to win the Enel matchup is you just stall them out. They just never swing at you, you stall them out, you know? But yeah, pretty funny. I thought that would be a fun one to include, but let's get into the list before we close out the video. This is Eric's Bonney list. I potentially keep playing it, it's pretty fun, but I probably won't take it any big tournaments, like regionals and stuff, just because of the overwhelming prevalence of Lucci at those kind of tournaments. And on the higher ranked ladder that, like, gosh, it just feels so bad to play this deck into those matchups where I'd rather just like play something like Nami and just win, you know? But yeah, so otherwise, GG to all those guys. Make sure to subscribe to Plastic BigX3 for more One Piece videos, and peace out.